Isn't it also up to a father who his child marries? For instance, if your daughter was raped, if a man takes your daughter,
I can't hear you. Speaking to the mic.
If a man takes your daughter and lie with her, and you decide that you don't want your daughter with that child, you can take your daughter back and give her to another one.
But not
Isn't
after,
that a law?
but not after you done already allowed this man to marry your daughter. You
Okay.
can't say, I don't like the way you're treating her and take her back. That's why you gotta be careful who you give her to.
Okay, just my theory. Go ahead.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I wanted to ask, Shabbat Shalom. I wanted to ask a question. Would it be unrighteous to do something like Laban did, where you would marry your daughter off under certain conditions? Like he allowed Yaakov to take his daughter, but under the condition that he took no other women.
Where's that condition?
Yeah, I'll show it to you. It's kind of like implied, but it kind of alludes to it. Like he says to him, when they went and they made that pact at, they made a pact there, and he called it one thing and Laban called it another thing. But before they parted, he told him basically not to take any more wives or whatever. I'll find it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
But when I looked at it,
I've heard it before,
I
but
think I want to make sure I put conditions when I marry off my daughters as well.
Yeah.
Just a question, but I'll find it.
Yeah. Okay, that's wonderful. What you looking for now, Nate? What's your name?
I was looking for what he was talking
But you supposed to be dealing with your own problem. Come to the microphone, young lady. Deal with your own issue. That's why you're in trouble now, trying to shift the blame.
I'm not shifting blame.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
I gave you my opinion.
You have defended your right very well. You have conducted yourself just very well. I'm just messing with you right now, but here you go. Now, David, his woman belonged to him. She was stolen from him. Stolen. By right, the Most High could not honor that false marriage that King Saul had committed his daughter to the second time, because the first marriage was still up in effect. If anything, King Saul should have sent his wife, David's wife, out to him in the woods somewhere, or held her till he got her back, or killed David and then handed her off. But what he tried to do was kill David after he had already given away his daughter. You follow me? Mm-hmm. So David, in my opinion, as a man, David had every right to go take back what belonged to him. It's just like if a thief come in your house and steal whatever belongs to you, and you find him one day, you got the right to take back what belongs to you. Now, according to the laws of man, you may not. Just like OJ got in trouble for taking back what belonged to him. But I believe in the eyes of the Creator, OJ would have never went to jail. Whatever he had to do to get it back, he got it back the way he saw fit to get it back. And that's what David did. He went back and got what belonged to him. Now, we may not agree that this is what's best, but that's okay. Okay? Okay. Okay. Yeah, read it for me. I like to hear that part.
Book of Genesis, chapter 31, verse 48. I'll start there. And Laban said, "This heap is witness between me and thee this day. Therefore was the name of it called Galid and Mizpah, for he said, Yahweh watch between me and thee when we are absent one from another. If thou shalt afflict my daughters, and if thou shalt take wives beside my daughters, no man being with us, see Yah as witness between me and thee." And Laban said to Yaakov, "Behold this heap, and behold the pillar which I have set up betwixt me and thee. This heap is witness against the words," I guess, that thee.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
I just thought
appreciate
that was
that.
pretty crafty. I was like, hey, I might want to take a page out of that book.
Yeah. Now, does it say the same thing in Hebrew?
Well, I don't have my Hebrew writing. My daughter.
Oh, no. Just when you get time.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Check it out and let me know. I'll try to look it up also. But that's exactly what it says in English. And I truly agree with you, because that's what he did. Snuck him in there where he couldn't take no more wives. But he did. See what I mean about a righteous man?
Yeah.
He did. He took 2 more. No, he didn't. He took the wives. He had the servant wives. Although the daughters brought them to him. Well, you know what you're trying to say? That's what she's trying to say. Naima's trying to say that the servants that bore him children, I think he had all of his children except for the last one. when they went into the wilderness, I believe it was. But still, Laban said, don't take no more other than my wives, my daughters. But he did. He already had 2 more, or he took 2 more. What do you think about that?
I kind of agree with her in a sense. I think that I don't think that those women were truly counted as his wives. They were the property of his wives.
Concubines.
Yeah. So it ended up being his concubines. So,
So as long as he took no other ones to be in the wifely position, then it would be acceptable. He can have all the concubines he want, but just not a wife.
I believe. See, on the permission or the consent of his wives is why he went into those concubines in the first place. So they were at her disposal. The concubines were at the wives' disposal for the most part. And so they commanded that this is what they want to go down, because they were like in competition to have their children. So said, hey, this is mine. I want you to go into her. And so
you see how much things have changed?
Yes, sir. Very much so.
You see how much? Yeah. You see how much things have changed over those years, and not just in that situation, but just in totality, how we serve the Creator. Our mind states are not right. We receive some serious damage. You ready to pick up where we left off? Okay, Toda.
So we are in the book of 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 17. And they brought in the ark of Yahweh and set it in its place in the midst of the tent that Dawid had pitched for it. And Dawid offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before Yahweh. And when Dawid had made an end of offering the burnt offerings and the peace offerings, he blessed the people in the name of Yahweh of hosts. And he dealt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Israel, both to men and women, to everyone a cake of bread, and a cake made in a pan, and a sweet cake. So all the people departed, everyone to his house. And Dawid returned to bless his household, and Michal, the daughter of Shaul, came out to meet Dawid.
I got to bother you for a moment. I must bother you for a moment. Go back to the 19th verse.
Okay.
Does anybody book read anything different than what it is that his books read in the 19th verse? Read that again, please.
And he dealt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Israel, both to men and women, to everyone a cake of bread.
Now, did anybody book say that? A cake of bread? And what's the next thing it says?
And a cake made in a pan.
Who else book says that? Now, why would they repeat a cake of bread, a slice of bread, or a cake of bread, and then a cake made in a pan? Why would they repeat that? And what's after that?
And a sweet cake.
And a sweet cake. What translation of the Bible is that you have there?
Masoretic text.
Masoretic text. Okay. And a raisin cake. Well, let me read what mine says. This is what I mean about the perceptions of men. See, because they put stuff in these books, and we don't take the time to research exactly what's there, and we just read right past this stuff and just accept what's being spoken. This was what mine says. To everyone a cake of bread and a good piece of flesh and a flagon of wine. Now that is completely different in each book. Yes. So why didn't they just let it be known? So that means that they're putting their opinion there. You follow what I'm saying about these books? We got to be careful. Now, I ain't even got to say anything. The book lets you know for itself. Whenever you see these words, when you're reading in the English language, and the word is italicized a little bit different than the rest of the words in the sentence, that's letting you know that they added it to the sentence, to the phrase. That lets you know that they added it. What else did they add in the book? To give us their perception of how to serve the Creator. And it's almost impossible for us to know what actually existed. See, this subject that I really, really, really want to dance on goes so deep. But now is not the time. Slow motion, steady research, and opening up to the Creator will let us know where we need to be. We got to be careful, family, because the enemy is crafty. Crafty. Real crafty. Read on, please.
So all the people departed, every one to his house. Then Dawid returned to bless his household. And Michal, the daughter of Shaul, came out to meet Dawid and said, how did the king of Israel get him honor today? Who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovereth himself? And Dawid said unto Michal, before Jehovah, who chose me above thy father and above all his house, to appoint me prince over the people of Jehovah, over Israel, before Jehovah will I make merry, and I will be yet more vile than thus.
So Dawid is saying, Naima. He's saying, I wasn't worried about who was looking at me. My glory was being given to the Creator of creation. So to him was I dancing. Everybody else just got to witness that. I'm sorry, but, it was to him. Yes, Naima? He was wrong for being naked before the people. We just covered that earlier. But what he was doing was dancing before the Creator. So
Her attitude towards the situation, I think she was dead wrong for. We were just talking about the hatred in her mind. That's all I was looking at.
okay.
The rest of it, she did wrong.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
But doesn't it clearly state in the Torah that, we shouldn't hate? Like, what is it? Leviticus chapter.
Hate our brothers in our minds.
No. It just says we shouldn't hate our brother, whether it be in the mind or it actually manifests itself in the way you do.
That's right.
But she broke the Torah, just in my humble opinion.
Well, they didn't have the Torah.
What's that?
They didn't have the Torah at that time. I agree with you, but I can't find where they actually had the Torah. And Dawid was another perfect example of what I was talking about, how he was perfect before the Creator, but didn't have the Tanakh, the Torah. Not the Tanakh, but the Torah. And it wasn't found until the time of Uzziah.
That's right.
Who knows? Supposed to be, but who knows?
Yeah, I guess
When-
a lot of things were out of order. Because
That's right.
It wasn't carrying the ark the way it's supposed
Exactly.
to. If you had the Torah, you would have been
Exactly.
following that.
That's right. And then think about this, Naima. When they finally found the Ark of the Covenant, the Torah, when they finally found it, where they find it at? Buried in the wall, not in the Ark. What's sad is that when the Philistines took the Ark, things was different from that moment on. We don't know if they went in it. We don't know if they attempted to go in it. We don't know what took place. But what we do know is that the Creator allowed them to touch it. Initially, he allowed them to touch it because that's how they took it. They touched it and stole it and took it. But when they sent it back, they had enough sense to send it back on a cart. You know what I mean? But it's amazing when we really look at what actually took place in the Tanakh as opposed to what we've been taught and what people allow to circulate in our midst. Naima, come take the microphone if you want to speak, please. No, I want it to be heard. Come on, speak your piece. But I want it to be on record. Just come speak your piece. Naima, say what you want. Be free with it. I just want it to be on record.
Shalom.
Shalom.
I always took that them being able to touch the Ark of the Covenant was to actually like a sign for Israel to know that it's not about the Ark of the Covenant, that you're supposed to hold on to that, that's not what was important. The importance was do the law.
That's
or
nice.
live, harmonious with each other. Just,
That's
Get
nice.
it together.
That is beautiful. And that, in essence, is what this whole lesson is about when I teach about the perceptions of men. Because man don't teach us that.